Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of Project Ozone 3, A New Way Forward. I don't know if that's going to be the full intro, but it is okay. So, welcome back. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I did a few things in between episodes. I have iron furnaces now, which I just smelted some iron for. I think it's 8 iron and used around a furnace. And this bonsai pot is doing really well. It has 231 apples and 512 oak wood, which is lovely wood. And we're going to get into some more of these today, probably, because I have some of them already made. Where are they? They're in my inventory. And I have these, and I have 2 saplings here that I would want. And I also made a bunch of dirt as well using the wooden barrels. And a neat trick that I want to show you that you can do. Let me just grab the barrels. I'm going to need Uno hammer. And let's just make this iron stiffened mesh because we're going to need it anyway. And might as well get that out of the way. But the hammer, and that's going to be a quest with the lovely music. If I take some wood and grow it like this. First of all, I was using the crooks to get saplings to put into the wooden barrels, but you can do this on a hammer and you get sawdust. And sawdust can also be put into stone or a wooden barrel. But let's say we just put in the 7 saplings just because we can, and you can also put in the sawdust. And that'll also make dirt. And it's pretty fast, and it just does its thing basically and makes dirt. And that's why I sifted some dirt and I already placed down the saplings and the carrots and the potatoes and the sugar canes, and it turned 3 of the sugar canes that I had into paper, so I could make this paper bark sapling, which is just gonna solve our paper problems, which we don't have right now, but you know, we're gonna have in the future probably paper problems. But we're gonna go with these 3 over here for the moment. And everything here is probably temporary and it's gonna move into its permanent location. But we're going to put a paper bark sapling and a spiderweb sapling. And what else? What sapling do I have normally? The paper bark, the spiderweb. I mean, I do oak, but we can build with some other sapling that I don't normally build with. I'm using acacia in the thingamabob, in Magnetica. I think we can do some spruce. Spruce is good, always. So let's get, right off the bat, we got everything. So let's put oak wood, sticks, how am I doing this? Paper and sapling. And then we can put string over here, oak over there, and that over there. And that should make the thing. That's making wood, which is lovely. Okay, next thing I want to show you is if you take this crushing table and you place, for example, an iron ore chunk on it, and then I need the super hammer, this guy. You turn it into iron rocky chunks, and you can use that in a sluice box to basically process it into iron chunks, which then smelt up into 2 iron ingots, which is really cool. You can already smelt this up into 1, but if you clean it up, basically, you get a chance of getting nickel dust, which also smelts up into ingots, or you can even make blends, which is really cool, because we can get into to some alloys right off the bat. That would be really neat. So yeah, let me just grab this, first of all, clean up a little bit, and toss this away. I have a bunch of dirt here for future processing, basically, and let's just go over here. Where was this sluice box things? Epsilon? Yeah. Crushing table, we can claim racks, and I believe in the alpha we're going to have some more random acts of kindness. So the sluice box we need to make, and that requires an iron plate, I believe, so we can put this here. Grab an iron plate. And we're gonna need a few anyway, and that's fine. Just make the rest. And then you take the stiffened mesh and you make an iron mesh from Magneticraft. And then the sluice box is just wooden slabs, so that should be all in the system, in the super duper system, crafting system. So that's a sluice sieve. You need water to use this sieve, okay? And then there's 3. Okay, there's stuff that you need for the mag solar panel, infinite water generator, okay. And then thermopile, what are you? Are you produce electricity from cold and hot substances on opposite sides of its generator? Oh, that's cool. We can probably use water and lava to get energy. Because I haven't used Magneticraft before, and I really want to get into it, which is really cool. A mag power transfer, mag battery. The shelving unit, each shelf level will accept up to 8 vanilla Minecraft chests. Right-click schematic on the ground to begin constructing the multi-block. Oh, that's cool. Solar panel, electricity from the sun. And this is grinds down items to more basic components. Right-click schematic. Okay, so that's the grinder, which is what I looked at. If we look at uses on this, it can also go into the sieve. So the sieve is also a thing. We need a mesh and a paper. So I'm gonna need more iron processed, but let's just get this down. Oh, that's like a 1 block thing. Okay, let's put it actually close by our water system here, because I believe you just right click water. And does it use water buckets? How do you work? Do I right click you in? Okay, and then I add water. And do you just... Oh, okay. Iron chunks. And that smelts into 2. Okay, so we need to... I wonder if you can pipe water in somehow. With like a transfer node. And then put hoppers on top. And hoppers possibly somewhere on the side. Because to get into transfer nodes or any sort of transferring of anything, we would need conduits, which require pulsating iron, which is ender pearls, which we're not there yet. So, is there the... There's no item transfer cables, right? Item cable? No. From, I think that's Cyclic, I think has it. But yeah, let me process a little bit of this just manually and get some iron chunks so we can get basically some ore processing going. I'm just gonna use my handy dandy stone hammer here to iron out a bit, and I'll be back shortly. So one thing I noticed, you can right click 10 of these, and then I believe 5 are processed with a water bucket, or is it all 10? No, it's all 10 basically. So that's really cool. It's much faster than doing one at a time. So you just basically, each water bucket does 10, which is really lovely. And you just get a bunch of iron chunks, and then I can just I can split them in half, for example, toss them in here. I'm also making a bit more charcoal, so we can get some more of the tiny charcoals, so we can toss them in here and get that processed. But that's really neat. It works 10 at a time, so yeah. I made an iron hammer, and what I think we'll do is we're gonna make a steel hammer, because I think that has more durability. If I do F3H, you have 250 durability. How much does this have? It doesn't say, but it's probably more. So let's put in the last chunk and just put in water that I have, and then iron. Let me make this hammer for the steel, because there's tiny progression steel, which is coal and 2 pieces of iron to get steel, with a stone hammer, which is hardened stone, which is clay, sand, cobble. I have clay, I don't have sand, so we need, we can just grab a little bit of this. Let's grab, I think I'm gonna need possibly 2 or 4, I don't know. But let's do that. And then steel from tiny progressions, hardened stone. Boom. That's gonna make 8, that is fine. Anything processed yet? We'll take that out just to get that smelted. In the meantime, do I have anything else? I have the nickel chunk, which we can smelt, but we'll toss the iron there to get processed. And then the hammer is right here. So it's 3 string, which we have in the thing. So we just need 2 stone. That's fine. Okay. And then I can grab coal. And we're just gonna make a little bit of this. I'm gonna need 4 ingots for the hammer, so we can just toss that away. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe it is. We can see it here, like so. And I'm gonna keep on processing. I'll just process pretty much all of the chunks that I have, because it's super easy to process, which is really neat. So yeah, I'll be back once I have everything done. So I was upgrading my furnace, and I took this down. The lava flowed into me because I forgot that was there, and apparently this is making weird cloud thingies. And the lava flowed and just murdered me into I am ghostly shape. That's weird. Until you get your grave, I assume. Okay, but I have everything back, and this is now a thing. Oh, it went away. Okay, but I'm making gold furnaces now, because they're a bit faster. And this is still processing, so I'll just take you, because I have a bunch of gold here. And we can grab another gold furnace. Nice. So that is gonna improve our processing speed. Okay, that processed all the tin. We can't process the platinum, I noticed that much. So I'm just tossing all the ingots as they process into here. We're getting dusts, which I think I'll just smelt up everything but the nickel dust. I mean, we can use copper dust and tin dust to make bronze. So maybe I'll just... And the silver can be used to make electrum with the gold dust. I mean, do we need... If we need alloys right now, we're probably going to process more of the chunks anyway. So I think I'll probably just keep the dusts for now. I'll just keep them because iron can be used to make the... even though I think I smelted the nickel dust that I had, or the rest of it that I had, but it's fine. It's all good. Okay. So we're getting osmium as well, which is lovely. The platinum can't be processed in the crushing table, I noticed. But now that we have a bunch of iron, we can upgrade our meshes. We're gonna need to make another flint mesh because I made I mean, I don't know how much the... Where are you? You're in the alpha, I think. The auto sifter. I don't know how big of a sifting job this does. Let's just craft it. I think we have... no, we didn't have everything that we needed because we needed redstone for the for this. And we can get redstone by sifting dust in an iron mesh. So we need to get iron meshes right now. So iron. Let's just do that. Actually, I'm doing things weirdly. Let's just do mesh. And then bam, 15 meshes. And let's get another flint one. We don't have flint in here because it is in here currently. So let's put it in there. Flint mesh. I have 8 basic meshes, or the string meshes. So we're just gonna do that. Nice. Okay. And I have a bunch of gravel here that I produced earlier. And I'm just gonna process this through this so we can get, I think we can get some diamonds. If we look at uses on an iron mesh, we can get diamonds with a 0.8% chance. And the next mesh would be diamond mesh. So the diamonds is what we're gonna need. So let me process this. I will also crush down some more cobblestone into dust and sift that for redstone, I believe. Or I think it might be, it's sand or dust, one of the two. I think it's dust, pretty sure. So yeah, let me get some more things processed and I'll be back shortly. I processed as many chunks as it took for my steel hammer to break, so we're now going to make the auto sifter, and also we need the water wheel, which requires another stone axle, and like that. And it says here that we need a stone axle as well, but this should detect us and submit the quest. We get 10 random acts of kindness. Okay, and then it's just carrots, which I don't know how you get yet. You can tell me down in the comments if you want. So the auto sifter, I have not used this before, but I assume you put this underneath. That's an axe harvestable underneath the sieves, and then it like shakes it with water, I think. So I'm not exactly sure how this works. And you put the water wheel on the things, and it's I'm gonna need to do a little bit of Googleage so I can figure this out. I didn't mention I have a basement. It's just 2 blocks tall, and it's just underneath, so we can access everything from the bottom, which is really cool. Let's get all of this out. Okay, let me Google how this auto sifter works, and we can also, yeah, I didn't like this for the golden furnace. Also, I'm gonna check. I think it's epsilon here. This infinite water generator, because there's a Magneticraft thing. If we look at, let's look at uses on this. Hold on. Let's look at uses on this, and then we go to the crushing table, the grinder. For that, we need a diamond and a paper, and I have that. I have a paper, and I did get 1 diamond from sifting the gravel that I did. Is it here? Okay. Place this blueprint to see the multi-block pattern. So if I place this, okay. So we need a lot of things. So hold on, grinder. Can you tell me how many materials I need, or do I have to Google this? Because I assume I have to Google this, because I don't know which. I assume everything is from Magneticraft. So there's like blocks with striped, which are tungsten. And how does one get tungsten is netherrack. Okay, I'm nowhere near that yet. Can I break the... Okay, I can break that back. So... yeah, we're nowhere near this, because this is tungsten, and tungsten is netherrack sifted. Yeah, we're not there yet. So I thought we were going to do this, but we can at least get auto sifting on the thing. And then you can just get a mechanical user putting in things, I believe. And we can also use mechanical users with hammers inside of them. And then a crafter that makes hammers to automatically do this, because there's no automatic hammers. Automatic hammers. We could get into a pulverizer and stuff like that, but for the moment, I think I'll just process the rest of these using a steel hammer and using the sluice box, and we should be good. And I'll be back once I have everything processed, and I'm gonna set up this as soon as I Google how it works. And yeah, I'll be back shortly. What I did is I expanded the platform a little bit so we can start building some more stuff. We also have fluid cows spawning over there and a bunch of slimes, so we could possibly go over there and see what is up and light up the island, because we're getting mob spawns everywhere. I don't know if that gold thing, it looks like it's a skeleton or something. No, that's another fluid cow. Oh yeah, there's plenty of fluid cows there because we're kind of in the range of mob spawning, so it's really neat actually. We'll get a bunch of fluid cows there, but I did process a bunch of ores or a bunch of pieces and stuff, and I have a lot of gold. The iron is currently in block form. I have 2 stacks of iron blocks, which is really cool. A bunch of silver, a bunch of flint, a bunch of coal. I also made some more charcoal, and I cooked up some glass and also some porcelain bricks, which will allow us to get into, I've been just looking through quests, it'll get us into this. Can I zoom in? Yes, thank you very much. Simply tinkers. We won't double ore or alloy anything, but need it to get the smeltery. Okay, so we need this to get the smeltery. So let's look at porcelain. And we need a porcelain melter, tank, faucet, casting basin, casting table. Okay, so we can get a casting table, a casting basin, and then a porcelain tank. That should get us the tank. And then we need a faucet and the porcelain melter, which uses the tank up. That's why I wanted the tank to get detected. So that should give us random acts of kindness. Nice. And then grout. Grout. Is that the same recipe? Okay, so it's clay sand, and gravel. So let me get a little bit of that. I want to show you some simple dust automation. Just make a fluid tank, which is just some iron bars and just some iron, basically. Iron bars. And you can set the bottom on the sink, which is here to pull, and then the side to push. And once it fills up, it puts the water into here. And then you can do a hopper on the side with dust. And then there's uppers, which are upside down hoppers, basically. And I can put that up on top. And I can even grab a couple of chests if I wanted to. And put a chest here and a chest here. And we get clay production. Or it's slow, but it works because the water is filling up like 100 millibuckets at a time, but it does work. So we get automatic clay, which is really cool. And with that clay, I can now make grout. Now that I've crushed down a bunch of clay, we can just grab, it's going to be a couple of stacks. I don't want to shift click everything because I don't want to make everything. Or let's make, that's 4. It's going to be 5.5 stacks. Oh. Let's craft another 2, 3, 4. There we go, 6 stacks, because that's how many furnaces do we have. And what do we do for grout? You can't smelt it. You made seared stone in the melter. Okay, or okay. I see how it is. So let's grab all of this off. And put the clay back where clay belongs. We can put the iron back as well. And the porcelain, I assume we use porcelain bricks to make the beginning part. So what we can do is probably cast just the stone, this, and we're gonna need the, is there like a drain? There's alloys, liquids from adjacent porcelain tanks and melters. Oh, I think the melter is just, I don't know how this works. Smaller version of a smelter. Place above a porcelain heater or tank to fuel. Okay, so we need the, oh, we don't have it made. So we can use the tank or there's a heater. Fuels the melter and alloy tanks using solid fuel. So we can use solid fuels or we can use lava, I assume. So if we do this and this, okay. We can then put this in here, and then we need fuel, which is going to be lava. Let's put 4 buckets in, and that's melting the grout. Okay, we can then put a hopper on the side, I assume, and toss all of this in. Had I known that much, we'll process it. It should be fine. So I want to see if I put because there's a channel or porcelain channels which I think work in a good way. And do you make a cast items using molten metals from a melter, or do I cast just blocks and then break down the blocks? Because I can pour this out, right? And we need one more to create a block. And how do these drains work? Oh, these... Okay, I have no idea. Okay, so that should make us a seared stone. And can I break this down back into the seared brick? No, I can chisel it back to the bricks, but then I can't break it down. So I would need to make a cast of an ingot, I guess. If we take 2 pieces of gold, let's take all of this out and wait for it to melt. We have another... We're gonna need blocks for the smeltery anyway. So let's take this, put it here. Let's make another faucet. Do we have any more porcelain bricks? We do. So let's make a faucet here. Okay, that's melted. Let's put in the gold. How many do we have? We have a block, so that's fine. Okay. I assume I can turn this on with redstone, or I could possibly put something else. I don't know how these channels work. I assume they output on the bottom of everything. I would assume. I'm not sure. Hold on. Are you melted? You're melted. Let's add an ingot. Ah, you open up the channel. Okay, I see. But I assume it still needs to go from a faucet, maybe? So that makes the ingot cast. Awesome. And then we can, I assume, smelt the grout into ingots. And this probably needs a redstone, so we need a clock, which shouldn't be too difficult, a redstone clock. It should be just 5 pieces of redstone. So if we grab a torch, and that should be a clock, and then we can use uppers, probably, or can we put uppers on the side? I hope I can put them on the side, and that would be really cool. So if I put you here, yeah, that works. Okay, and it's gonna split it in 2 because of, yeah. Let's put it on top here. Top, I said. And let's make another upper. We're just testing together. We don't have iron. Of course we do. It's just compressed. Upper. Works like an upside down hopper. Can you be put on the side? No. Not even on the side of this. No, that's just, okay, so it's just an... I wish there was sideways hoppers, but I would have to go underneath if I want to extract, and I don't have the basement made. Hold on, we can do this. Chest and the regular hopper. Oh, I can turn an upper into a hopper. Okay. So we'll put a chesticle here. That should be good. Okay. So that is seared bricks automated as soon as I grab a slab so I don't fall into the void. There we go. Nice. So that's gonna do its thing. It's gonna, let's just fill this up just so we get rid of that. But that's seared bricks, and I just need to basically wait for this to all melt and we get enough seared bricks to make a smeltery. I want to make a simple setup to automate lava. So we're gonna have a fluid tank here in the middle, and we're gonna set pull on all of the sides like so, and then push on top. And we can put crucibles around all of the corners. Actually, let's break this first. And we can probably get netherrack where if we look at uses and then melting, the lava does... Heat sand is cool because it's found in the nether, people said in the comments. But fire is 4 times and lava is 3 times. And anything else we can't really get. Blaze quartz is quartz and blaze powder. We can't get quartz yet, but that does only 10 times. So we'll just use the fire, and we can make quickly a stone barrel. Do I have any stone slabs? I do. So if we look at barrel, barrel, where are you, stone barrel? Here you are. There we go. And I have a few buckets of lava, and I believe it's redstone on top, if I am not mistaken. So we just need 4. So let's do this. 2, 3, and 4. And then I need a flint and steel. So flint and steel. There's also a flint and blaze from Natura, but that's a blaze rod. Why are you not? It actually is steel. Okay. That's easy enough. I just need to craft 1 set. Okay. That's fine. So we're gonna place this down here, but I need some placey blocks. Grout will do. So no, let's place this. And then netherrack. And I'll put a torch in the middle. So we have that lit up, and I'll pick up the stuff later, or the grout that's on the bottom, so that's fine. And we'll put crucibles over here, like that. And then we can place some hoppers. If I grab some or have some somewhere. I thought I made hoppers before. Nope. Okay. Hopper. We're gonna need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers here. We can probably, yeah, we'll do. We won't have access to the drum. What if we do this? Hold on, I have an idea. What if we, instead of doing the drum in the middle, or this in the middle, let's do that there, and we're gonna do a tank here, which is gonna pull out of these 2, and then we can just reorganize this a little bit. Instead of having 4 total, and hopefully I pick these up. Let's take this down. Tool, shovel. Is my shovel actually that slow? It is actually that slow. Okay, so let's grab this and this. And I need to make my way up top again. Okay, so we'll have that over there, and we could chain fluid tanks if we would wanted to from different crucibles, but I think for the moment we're just gonna add another one here and another one here on this side. And let me just grab some of these slabs so I can access the netherrack like that and like that. And we can then light it up. And what I'll have is another fluid tank here, picking up into a crucible like that, and we can pull. And I could probably get away with, I'm thinking if I should have just one of these and one of these, pulling and pushing into maybe like a seared gauge, for example, on the smeltery. We can set a pull and push like that, and then we can have one, for example, for the smelter to make. I mean, we don't really need this smelter anymore because we can just make grout. But what I'll do is, since I have that stone drum here, we're gonna put this drum over here, and we're gonna say push. We're gonna get to conduits at some point, and it's gonna be fine. Okay, so put the hoppers back, and then I need 4 cobble gens. So I have 3 buckets of lava. And I have glass, I think, in the system, and we can do cobblestone generator. It's gonna make 1. And I'm just gonna start tossing it on top just so we get the production of that. I shouldn't do that actually, because I need to grab the water. So cobble gen. And the last one, like so, and we have lava production. It's gonna be very slow. This is gonna be 2 crucible speed, because it's pulling, and is it pulling from both of them? Can I see the liquids? Looks like this guy is not being pulled. It's so weird how I assume this can only process 1,000 at a time. Void never, void always, void slot accept all items, void mode if not container, void slot accepts all items if not food. Void never. Okay. Yeah, it looks like this one is just pulling from the one, so it's gonna be single speed, so I couldn't even have pulled from all of the 4 crucibles like I wanted to before. But yeah, that's fine. We're gonna have this full of lava, this one and this one eventually full of lava, so it's all good. It's just gonna process. And if we need to, we can probably remove the crucible or just add another fluid tank on the side here and pull into this side, this side, this side, this side, and it should be fine. Okay, and we'll make it better once we get proper item transporting options. Okay, so that's kind of lava automated. I'm gonna see if there's like a fluid hopper or something. Liquid anything? Liquid ducts? Is there ducts? There's ducts probably. Duct. Yeah. But to get to a hardened fluid duct, we need Invar, which we can, and hardened glass. And hardened glass is obsidian powder, pyrotheum dust. We have blaze powder. We have redstone. Because pyrotheum dust is, I was looking here, hardened glass. Pyrotheum is sulfur. Do we have sulfur? I don't think we do. Okay, let me see what we can do next and how much time we have left. I checked the time and it's pretty much wrapping up point, so I'm gonna end it off here, and I want to thank you all for watching. I'm hoping you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Also, consider subscribing to see new videos. Support me on Patreon if you want, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.